You know what nobody tells you about budgeting? It does not actually fix the problem. You can track every single dollar, color code every category, obsess over every coffee purchase, and still find yourself checking your bank balance 3 times a day hoping nothing hits early. Been there, done that. And I want to show you why budgeting alone keeps failing you, and what the one rule is that actually breaks the paycheck to paycheck cycle for good. Let me paint a picture that might feel way too familiar. Payday arrives. You feel that brief rush of relief. Then within about 48 hours, rent is gone, the car payment is pulled, groceries happened, and suddenly your balance looks nothing like what just landed. You have 2 weeks until the next check, and maybe a few $100s standing between you and overdraft territory. Every unexpected expense, a parking ticket, a prescription refill, a friend's birthday dinner, feels like a grenade. That is not a budgeting problem. That is a timing problem. And there is a massive difference between the two. The reason budgeting apps and spreadsheets and all those systems feel exhausting is because they are trying to squeeze control out of a broken sequence. The sequence is this: money comes in, bills immediately consume it, and you live off whatever crumbs remain. When the crumbs run out before the next payday, stress takes over. You are not failing because you lack discipline. You are failing because your income and your expenses are operating in the exact same window of time. There is zero separation between them, zero buffer. And without a buffer, one small disruption collapses the whole thing. Here is the rule that changes everything. Stop trying to manage the money you have right now and start building a gap between when money arrives and when bills get paid. The goal is to live 1 full month behind your income. That sounds confusing, so let me explain it clearly. Right now, this month's paycheck is paying this month's bills. That is the trap. The rule is to engineer your life so that this month's paycheck is paying next month's bills. Your income arrives, you hold it, and your current expenses are already covered by money you set aside last month. That one shift, that single gap in the timeline, is what breaks the cycle permanently. Now here is how you actually build that gap without needing a windfall or a second job. You do it in stages, and it takes a few months, but every single stage feels measurably better than the one before it. Stage 1 is redirecting where your paycheck lands. Open a second checking account, preferably one with no debit card attached to it so you are not tempted to spend from it directly. If your employer allows split deposits, send your full paycheck there first. If not, manually transfer your full paycheck there the moment it hits. This account becomes your holding zone. Nothing gets spent from it impulsively. Every outgoing dollar leaves on purpose, on a schedule you set. Stage 2 is identifying one spending category where you can find even a small weekly gap. Not all of them, just one. Look at the last month and pick the category with the most flexibility. Maybe groceries, maybe takeout, maybe subscriptions you barely use. Set a ceiling that is roughly 20 to 25% lower than what you normally spend. Whatever that difference is, on payday, move it to a separate savings pocket inside your holding account. Label it Future Month. Do not touch it. Do not count it as available money. Just let it accumulate. Stage 3, and this is where the real shift starts happening, is to slide one fixed bill back by a cycle. Pick your smallest fixed bill, maybe your phone, maybe a streaming service, maybe your internet. Pay it a few days early using your holding account funds. Then when your next paycheck arrives, replace that exact amount into the holding account and tag it for future month. What just happened is that one bill now officially belongs to next month's income instead of this month's. You just move the sequence one step forward. You repeat that move every month. Slide one more bill, rebuild the holding account, tag the replacement amount for the future. Month after month, one bill at a time, you are pulling your entire expense timeline backward by 30 days. Most people who try this start seeing a real, meaningful buffer after about 6 to 8 months. Not because anything dramatic happened, but because those small moves compound. Each bill you slide reduces the pressure on your current income just a little more, and those little reductions stack into breathing room you have probably not felt in years. And here is what that breathing room actually does to you psychologically. When an unexpected car repair or medical bill shows up, instead of reaching for a credit card or going into panic mode, you have a cushion to absorb the hit. You are not going negative. You are just temporarily dipping into a buffer that you then rebuild. The emergencies do not disappear, but they stop being emergencies in the terrifying sense. They become inconveniences you can handle. Now, if you are watching this and thinking, this is great for getting stable, but I want to go further than just breaking even. I want to actually build wealth. I want to hear about investing and income growth, and not just surviving. Then I want you to check out the Wealth Accelerator Academy. It is a group coaching system and course specifically designed to take people from financial survival mode all the way into genuine, lasting financial freedom. The link is in the description below. The community inside it, the structured curriculum, the coaching access, all of it is built for people who are done just managing money and ready to actually grow it. Go check it out. But let us keep going, because there is a layer to this that most people completely skip over, and it is the identity piece. When you are living paycheck to paycheck for long enough, you start to see yourself as someone who is just bad with money. That label becomes part of how you operate. You make decisions from scarcity because you are always in scarcity. The moment you build even a small 1-month buffer, something shifts inside you that is hard to describe until you experience it. You stop seeing your bank balance as the enemy. You stop checking it with dread. You start making financial decisions from a fundamentally different emotional state. And that changes everything. The buffer is not just financial, it is psychological. It rewires how you relate to money at a core level. And once that rewiring happens, it sticks. Spending from your future month fund starts to feel wrong, almost uncomfortable. The same way most people would feel terrible spending their rent money on something frivolous. That internal resistance is your new financial identity protecting you automatically. So here is your action plan starting today. Take a piece of paper, not your phone, not an app, actual paper. Write down every paycheck date you have coming in the next 60 days. Below that, list every fixed expense with its due date and the exact amount. Below that, list your flexible spending categories with honest recent averages. When you can see it all laid out physically, you will immediately spot the timing overlaps that are creating the crunch. Then pick one flexible category, set a ceiling, and move the difference to a separate space on payday. That is step 1. Do not do steps 2 through 10 yet. Just do step 1 this pay period. If you want structured help moving through all of these stages with accountability and a community doing it alongside you, the Wealth Accelerator Academy is the place to go. The link is in the description, and it is genuinely worth your time if you are serious about not just stopping the cycle, but building something real on the other side of it. Here is what I want you to remember from today. Budgeting is a tool, but it is the wrong first tool when your problem is timing. You do not need to track more. You do not need more willpower. You need a gap between your income and your bills, and you build that gap one small, deliberate move at a time. One bill slid back, one category trimmed, 1 month's worth of cushion built slowly over a few months. That is the rule. That is all of it. Simple, unsexy, and genuinely transformative. Now, if you found real value in this video, I want to ask you to subscribe for a specific reason. This channel is not here to recycle generic financial advice you can find anywhere. Everything I put out is designed to give you something you can do differently this week with what you already have. No fluff, no fake urgency, just frameworks that actually work in real life. If that is the kind of content you want showing up regularly, hit subscribe right now, because the next video is going to build directly on what you just learned today. The paycheck to paycheck cycle is not your permanent address. It is just where you happen to be standing right now. Move one bill, build one gap, change the entire sequence. Now let's get you a month ahead and never look back. Let's go.